we thank so thanks everyone for joining this series of webinars which is organized by Think Tank. Uh, we we thank Think Tank, which is well known for opportunities to participate in knowledge series, the Think Tank webinar.
webinar.
So we organize a regular webinars on relevant practical issues useful for all stakeholders in finance, corporate affairs, industry, and professionals. Think Tank have been doing a great work since over a decade through Think Tank conferences with CEOs, CXOs, and CFOs in the panels. We have panel speaker into this from renowned companies who are holding good reputation into the market. Now with digital meeting knowledge series, it is benefiting more than 9,000 professionals. So like when we have these series, there are people joining us at the event, and even they go back and see our YouTube recordings also. You have that privilege. In case you missed this, you can go back and check on the YouTube where we have these series. So today what we are here is to have an event on fintech. What do we mean by fintech? So it's basically when we know that financial activities used to happen on a traditional way, wherein we used to go to the bank, we used to have our books of accounts there, we deposit cash, you have a register, everything get registered, you need to go and re-verify things. With technology, things have changed. You think about share trading. Those share trading used to be like you fill up a form, you send to the company, then you get that transfer done. All these things have, the technology has changed things into the financial system. So what we look forward here today is about the Bitcoin.
So just hi, my name is Ranjit Mishra, and I works for NBFC in retail side. I just wanted to understand this Bitcoin aspect is fine, but the blockchain definitely will eradicate a lot of frauds which is happening in lending space. And are you see the possibility of adopting Bitcoin, which is a kind of cost by is not feasible for a lot of lenders, especially NBFC banks can do that, but they have their own set of problem. So those are replacing the requirement of credit bureaus, where you have contracts and you can track each borrower's all the lendings done so far and their performance on that distributed ledger. And the second thing, enforcing the contract, because our the legal systems are so broken that even a small one hearing case takes 10 years, 5 years. So that can be fixed by using the black zone, blockchain. So that's the limited point I was, thinking of. I just wanted to understand what is the ballpark number for, because the cost feasibility is not there to adopting such technology as far as corporates are concerned. That's why people are shying away with the blockchain technology.
So to answer that, what happens is this technology is evolving, and I completely agree. So right now, the number of people who are able to implement this solution are less, and when they are less, definitely what will happen is you will have to pay a little extra cost. That being said, the enterprise solutions that are there on blockchain have started to get developed, and like the solutions like Hyperledger, the enterprise Ethereum solutions, or if you talk about Corda, or if you talk about other solutions that are there on enterprise in India itself, that are also there. So they are trying to create business solutions, and they are trying to implement it. Like for insurance sectors, there have been certain implementations. If you talk about supply chain finance, Treads, that is there. If you're an NBFC, you know Treads very well. So the Treads platform that is there. So Treads, what is it is trying to do, it is paired up with a US startup Montego, which is a blockchain solution, which what they're trying to do is through that they are trying to prevent single person from discounting their bill on various platforms. So they with the help of blockchain, what they're trying to do is they're trying to eradicate the duplicity that is happening. So if you have taken without sharing your data, because that data is very important. The data is a gold mine for that particular, let's say, platform. So if I tell out that data to someone else, that is something that they do not want. So blockchain is helping you in that. There is a concept called zero knowledge proof, whereby what you do is you divulge the information without telling you actually have the information. Which is like, if you talk about, there is a cave analogy that is there, which says that in your cave, let's say you and I, we are standing outside a cave, and I want to tell you that and there is a gate in between the cave. So in order to pass that cave from inside, you have to know the password. But what I do is I tell you that I know the password. But then when you ask me the password, I say I cannot tell you. So you say that prove me. How do you know that? So the only way to prove it is I enter from one point and I get into it. I unlock that door. I walk out from that other door. So this is zero knowledge proof. So here I have not told you the passcode, but I have given you the way in which you can authenticate that, yes, this is how. So similarly, if I have discounted a bill on one platform using this technology, I am not telling you who the customer is, but I'm telling you who has already discounted it. So your work is done. You're not giving out the same loan to someone with that own bill. But through this, what you're trying to do is you are getting that information.
Knowing the fraud, yeah, yeah.
So that is happening. So a lot of things that are getting adopted, even in GST, if you talk, the new the thing that are coming, the ICAEW number and everything that is coming in. So there, what they're doing, they're trying to use a hash power, which is like the 256 SHA algorithm that is used by the Bitcoin itself. The code that you're getting generated, it is nothing something which is too fancy or something which is a very big technology. I can right now generate n number of such transactions at any point of time, because I know how to do it. So simply that way, this is a technology which slowly is getting adopted, and the government is doing it. So this is one of the adoptions where on GST platform, if you talk, this has already been adopted. The security mechanism has already been adopted. So you can even adopt it in bits and pieces. That way, what I can feel is through this is happening.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
I would like to share some of the co-founders and also the digital team members has said some of the interesting issues, concerns, questions could be addressed by them on LinkedIn also. So that's a major initiative. So look out for the panel members and digital team members who are sharing the think tank webinars on LinkedIn. It's a great opportunity and wonderful thing for the year ahead. Congrats to all the participants who have shared this suggestion.
Exactly. So with that, I close down my presentation. I think someone else has to take over from me. Manoj sir?
So Aishwarya, there's one question which is there. How are the miners motivated?
So for every block that you have added, you're getting 6.25 BTC generated by the system. So how does Bitcoin come into existence? So let me talk a little bit about that. So in total, there are 21 million Bitcoins that are going to be created ever. The last Bitcoin being mined in 2140, around 120 years from now. So that is the limitation that has been set. You cannot edit it. And what happens is these miners, they get reward for putting block into the system. There are two rewards that you get. One is for verifying your transaction, which is a very small amount. And the second is once you add a block, the reward that you get. So the reward is, it halves every 4 years. This is how ultimately in 2140, you no more will be generating new Bitcoins. So in 2020, this halving happened in the month of July. Earlier, there were 10.5 BTC that was getting out, 12 something like that, which were 12.5 BTC that was getting out. Before in 2016, it was 25 BTC. In 2012, it was 50 BTC. So now, right now, it is 6.25 BTC that is getting generated. So if you remember, I said in starting itself that in the month of December, 22 to 23,000 Bitcoins were generated. That means these number of transactions or these number of blocks were added, and this is how the Bitcoins came into existence. So it is not something which is random, or it is not something which is coming out automatically. It is by every block that you add, the miner is getting the reward. So that is how they came into picture. And mining, like I told you, the revenue that is there is right now $33 million per hour. Obviously, there are huge costs involved. I'm not saying that this 33 million is a core profit. So there might be a lot of power that maybe 21 million is the power that you have spent, or maybe in setting up that whole farm, because you need specific processors, which are known as ASIC processors, application specific integrated circuits. One such processor comes in for like $15,000. And the whole setup you have to do. So you have to spend a little bit of money that is there. So yes, but the reward factor right now, because the rates are booming very high. So definitely the reward right now is very high at that.
So basically, if the Bitcoin prices goes up, that will compensate the reduction in the mining benefit what you derive. So
Correct.
that will be the driving factor for the miners. Otherwise, going forward, if the Bitcoin price remains stable, probably miners will exit, and this 2140 estimation may go further along.
Correct. So
Yeah.
that is why this is something whereby, and every time a halving happens after 6 months, 4 to 5 or 6 months, we see this boom. Last time in 2016, this started, and in July this happened. So now you're right now seeing that boom period which is happening.
Yeah, thanks. That was really great insight. And other question was related to fintech, which actually I'm just pulling out these questions from the chat inbox. So the other question which I saw was like the rate of interest is very high when it comes to fintech. It is around 18 to 36% is the price you pay when you take a loan, immediate loan. So what is the solution to this high cost?
Payday lending is a concept which you're talking. This is concept is known as payday lending, and this originated in US, and this has been the biggest failure in US. In UK, it has already failed because of the mighty traps that it engulfs. Because 36% is like literally you're paying 2% per month. That is very high.
3%.
3%. So 3% per month is very high. So this is something which has evolved, and that is why RBI has a very good restrictions in this, that you cannot, the maximum amount that one can lend is 10 lakh. The maximum one can amount that one can take from various fintechs online on this is amount like 5 lakh. So those things are there. That is why the government is trying to put in regulations in this, because they do not want the public to get into it. But because since this is easy and you can get it within minutes, so people do apply for it. But I would always want everyone to stay away from it. Always.
Oh, that's nice. One thing I wanted to add from my end, like you were talking about some artificial intelligence happening wherein all your data, what you key in, are being visualized and being used by some people to generate revenue for themselves. There's a good web series, we can say, Social Media Dilemma on Netflix, which actually gives you an insight that how your data is being used and manipulated, and how you are being pulled in because you are a revenue commodity for them. That's really a great.
I would, so for website searching, I can suggest a Brave browser, Brave, Brave browser. That is completely 100% where you cannot be tracked. You open your, and you can actually see. So if you are just opening YouTube, you're not even selecting a song, already 5 to 6 people are tracking you. If you open a song, 12 people are tracking you, what exactly song you're listening. That is the limit at which they are putting in your privacy. That is the limit that they're getting in. So the Brave browser, it inhibits or it stops all this. It will stop you. And also what it does is it rewards you for browsing on that. So if you are just full day, if you're just browsing, you can even earn from that browsing. So that is why I said that you can use that, and that is somewhere where your privacy is protected. I always use that.
Basically a kind of ignitia, something what we have on Google. But the thing is, like, if they are giving you benefit, of course they will not pay from their own pockets. So tomorrow they will be generating your data and then selling it in the market. Somewhere they will have to generate
They have
revenue.
different revenue. Also, what happens is they will ask you, do you want to see ads? If you are saying yes, I want to see ads. So at that point of time, they are collaborating with the people, and from there they are getting that revenue. It's not that they are giving out for free. See, what is happening is the revenue models are changing. The blockchain revenue models are micro payments. We have been today seeing, earlier what happened was there was a thought process that was there. If you are into sales department, just catch hold of a client which earns crores and you're set for life. Now this thing with the blockchain is changing. Now what is happening is you try to focus on 1000 people who are earning 1 lakh rupee. What system is enabling it, that your efforts are the same. technology is enabling it. So micro payments is something that is getting enabled by blockchain itself. So your revenue is not falling out. Your revenue is going to be remaining the same, just that your scope is widening. And when your scope is widening, so if earlier one guy was asked to, if you will be ready to see my ad, now 1,000 people are getting asked. So at least from 1,000 people, if 100 also agree, that means 1:100. That means 100 times more growth on this. So that is from where they are getting their revenue.
Yeah, so the
We have
multiplier
many
effect.
experts among the participants. I am glad many of the experts are responding to the questions on chat and they are answering. A few experts among the participants would like to share a few charts. We would like to have a few charts, which also includes the derivatives and also about Bitcoin.
No worries.
Aishwary, one thought I would like to have the direction into, see, if we want to reach, country wants to serve the last mile, this basically blockchain is a very important tool. So how can we as a professional, because awareness is very important, to disseminate this information specifically for governments, so that, because government has started, but we need to, if you can throw some insights into what all things can be done, specifically keeping an eye on the country, because we have such a big distribution, and this technology is exactly for that.
Correct. I absolutely agree with you. And the things that I particularly see where the government is already doing it is, let's see, we are an agricultural economy itself. So government is focusing itself on land records, insurance, and everything that is already there. So government is already, so what happens is blockchain is seen as an enabler. So when you merge this technology with other technologies as well. So today we have IoT devices, like you have a smart bulb or you have Alexa. So those are the basic things that internet has given us. Now, if I want to move money on it, I need a ledger for it. A ledger which will note down all the transactions.
Aishwarya, can we remove this chart and have the Bitcoin chart? Yeah, just put on the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, wonderful. Everyone is welcome to share views on Bitcoin chart. Then we'll have the views of each of the panel members present. Can you all see the Bitcoin price chart on the screen?
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in inception. Yeah, please have a deep look at it. It's a part of the market trends and wealth creation series. So do your due diligence, do your own risk management. Technical analysis is always a tool. The price trends are a tool. There are ups and downs. There are major fluctuations. We have seen Bitcoin prices collapse by over 50% also in a few weeks also. And we have seen the rise also. This gives a opportunity for everybody. So on request of many participants, since the last few days, a special chart has been prepared and for all you to see. Any views from participants, please feel free to put your videos on, identify yourself, share your views. Any questions on the chart? Any more insights? There's a lot more to come. It's a series. Sandeep?
I just wanted to ask Mr. Mr.
Gupta.
Yeah, I just, because of I knew something on this, and because I've been with the NSC and BSc since last 20-25 years, and they've been inculcating so many new things which are coming, because without the new technology, even NSC will not be able to be on time and on the real time. So they are also asking for so many things. There were a number of frauds which also occurred. Like you can see, the last two CEOs were suspended because of intelligence inducing. Now with the blockchain technology which they have come, you cannot some fraudster, the fraud has to be minimized. The thing is there. So in fact, I just learned so many new things from Mr. Gupta, but I would like to interact with him personally to understand what is the future, because I have a friend in US who is doing his IoT. What he is doing, like he's putting a small chip on the electricity meter, and with that small chip, and he's control on the phone. So what he is doing, suppose you're coming to your house, and before you want to enter your house, you want the AC because it's hot outside. You just direct on the phone that please put on the AC, and it should be at 20 degrees temperature. Immediately the AC starts, And suppose you are driving, within 15 minutes you want to reach there, the room cools. Suppose you are, another example he gave me is that he wants to introduce the entire concept to India, and he is one of the finest person who is in US. I am in personal touch with him, and he explained to me so many other things. Now, the one thing what he said, there was a shopkeeper in US. He got into this, and he put the chip in there. While coming out, he just forgot whether he had opened down the shutter or not. So immediately on the phone, he just requested put the shutters down, and I am driving. Immediately the shutter was down. In fact, he had left the thing open. The shutter was down, and he was full safe and right. So whatever he's speaking, I'm aware of it in the small bits and pieces. But what I see, the reality is that in India also tomorrow, like if so many things are there, IoT, which is the things on internet, you'll be able to control so many things on your mobile phone. So this is what is interesting, which I want to know him personally, what things can be done in future, so that we better our life and enhance and protect ourselves from frauds. So personally, I would like to talk to you personally later on. And from Mr. Manoj, I'll understand with him, because Mr. Manoj is a very close friend of mine, and he introduced me to so many people there. So thanks to Mr. Manoj for calling me here. And next time when I am there, since last 20-25 years, I have been doing the Elliott Wave charts on so many other things. Cryptocurrency is there, the Nasdaq is there, then the Indian futures, and so many futures and derivatives which are there, which I'll be able to share later on. But right now, I want to learn from Mr. Gupta what things we can do for ourselves.
All our personal connections on LinkedIn for those people who like and share positive comments. That is expected from everybody. And it's an interactive channel. LinkedIn is a platform which has been announced. So feel free to interact. But liking and sharing and positive contribution is most important as a significant thing for the India growth story.
Yeah, Manoj, you asked me to actually have a look at the chart for Bitcoin. I'm not too sure when this chart was taken, because right now,
1 hour back.
Bitcoin is showing it as the closing is 39,396 instead of 39,917. What it means is actually there's at least on a very short term basis, on the candlestick chart, it has given us a engulfing bearish pattern, which only would mean that there would be a correction, because all the indicators are reflecting that it is very extremely overbought, number one. And the second thing which I'm looking at is if it has to fall, it could fall to around the 20-day average, which is approximately 30,000 levels. So that is the gist of the chart, which I'm just had a look at it and able to tell you that, and that probably could be one of the things which could happen.
Wonderful insight. We have a lot more charts prepared by the digital team, and all the panelists are also a part of the digital team. Can we have a few more charts, please? And we'll give adequate time to all the participants to have a look at the chart and understand the chart. Yeah, wonderful. This was suggested in the Finance and Banking Conclave, which had huge overwhelming response, a full house, and also viewed by over 500 CEOs, CXOs, CFOs, eminent bankers, and finance experts. So this is it, the latest. Can we have views from the experts on this? Please take your time to look at the price movement.
Yeah, I'll just
great opportunities for wealth creation. Yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, I'll just come back 1 second.
They have been specially prepared by the digital team on Friday late evening to have the latest and the best for all participants for the think tank, conferences, conclaves, and webinar series, where the topics and issues or suggested by all the participants on LinkedIn and through multiple forums.
Yeah, on the Nifty charts, in fact, this is one chart which is still looking good from my point of view. And the first resistance level which comes in, the immediate resistance is approximately between 32,650 to 32,800. I think it is right now, yes, 32,084, which means about 600 to 800 points more or on the Bank Nifty. If this is crossed, then it is going even higher. And the higher range is between 33,600 to 33,700.
Wonderful. No investment advice. With all disclaimers, make your own due diligence. This is a sharing of experiences and knowledge for mutual benefit of all the participants. The charts speak for themselves. Numbers don't lie.
And
Always need to do
again,
a
the
deep dive.
disclaimer, yeah, please, the disclaimer is always there, because one of the things which when you pop up the Nifty charts, I will come to it on the Bank Nifty. I will talk on both.
Wonderful. Can we have the next chart?
I think I can open that chart live. Tell me the chart, give me a minute and I'll open it live.
If connectivity is good, we have a lot of experts who can bring on live charts also. You'll get the latest prices.
It's
These
there.
are specially prepared at late night by the wonderful participants.
Yeah, sure. I can just correlate.
I hope the connectivity is good. If connectivity would be good, it is all thanks to the Digital India growth story.
Yeah, tell me the chart that wants to be opened.
Let's have the Nifty chart. We'll come to Nasdaq also. Let's have the Nifty chart.
Okay.
Many members suggested to have some insights on derivatives. You can see if you can have some inception also, and for the financial year from 1st April. We can have both one at a time if the connectivity is good for live chart.
Just the trading view is loading. Give me a minute. Yeah. So we want to see it from the inception. So I think this is the inception one.
Hello.
Thanks, Aishwarya. This one of the biggest things which is not shown here is unfortunately the volumes. What has been happening here is that as you are tending up on the charts, the days on which you have the upward movement, the volumes are lower, whereas on the days when the the prices are coming down, the volumes are higher. So there's a absolute cautious approach to be made in terms of the Nifty here at this particular level on Monday. But mind you, if it goes up from here, from the closing levels as of Friday, and it moves up on high volumes on Monday, the chances are that it will add another 550 points on the Nifty, which only will indicate that what I am saying on the Bank Nifty will then supplement or add to the what I am saying on the Nifty. The 550 points on the Nifty will be backed by the approximately 1,500 points on the Bank Nifty. But on the reverse, suppose, because right now on my charts, actually, if you draw a resistance line, it's the resistance line actually falls on that, the closing itself or the high of the day. So what happens is if at all it reverses from that level, mind you, there can be a correction. But if it really shoots off, and there is a possibility, because everything now is, the uncertainty in the US is getting over. Things are in better shape. It's quite possible the liquidity also might start coming in with uh, President Biden showing the way for another generous stimulus package. Um, so it looks like we are heading another 550 points up.
Another opportunity for wealth creation in 2021. Keep your own risk in mind. No
But
need
again,
to
the
buy on Monday.
disclaimer on mine and the resistance level on mine.
Right. No need to buy on Monday. Keep your due diligence. Try to understand charts. Learn to be your own wealth manager. Learn to be your own wealth advisor. Take input from everybody. It's your money. Decision is yours. It's your client money. Decision is yours. Keep him involved in the process. Sharing practical experiences is vital to the game. The good, the bad, the ugly. All the ugly would be exposed very soon. And let's reward the best. And the best are here among all the participants.
Mind you,
Next chart.
Sorry.
Next
Sorry,
chart.
Manoj, continue.
Yeah, sure.
So which is that we have to open?
No, sorry. Before I close on that Bank Nifty thing, the Bank Nifty has not really reached its top. Okay, the Bank Nifty high is 32,613, if I'm not mistaken, and that is again an indicator or a level which you should be watching. So it has not crossed that level yet.
Yes, 32,600 is a high. Correct.
Yeah, that's right. 32,613.
Charts speak for themselves, but always be aware, beware, keep a vigilant eye. There are a lot of manipulators in the market, whether it is global markets, Indian markets, whether it is large caps, small caps, mid caps. There are lots of opportunities available. So the good are there, they create wealth. Manipulators are there, they are being watched. Vigilance is there, but opportunities always arise. Yeah, can we have the chart is there. Any thoughts on the chart, on the trend? Today we are covering some part of the derivatives and the indices. In future, possibly there is a lot of request to have a weekday series in the late evening when the exchanges share the latest derivative data, and possibly some of the stock charts may also be shared. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Keep track. Any thoughts on this chart?
No, we have already discussed this. So I was just telling you all that the high has not been reached so far.
Fine.
We are right now at 32,084.
Can we have the next chart?
Yeah.
Can we have the next chart?
What is the next chart that we have to open?
Well, Nasdaq, we are all looking forward to that.
Okay.
We wanted it to come open automatically through the open house. Otherwise, that would be the first chart, the first slide would have been shared. Everybody wants to list on Nasdaq. Many of the Indian companies have also listed on Nasdaq with Indian entrepreneurs. There'll be many more listings, hopefully in 2021. Lots of wealth is being created and lots of people, experts, participants sit overnight and watch the Nasdaq midnight. They are all global citizens, global market players. Can we have Nasdaq? The latest available?
It's just opening. Yeah, we have it.
Any thoughts from any of the participants? There are lots of experts among the participants. It's a full house on the Nasdaq. Views, comments, all are welcome. Just share your thoughts on the live chat.
Another 300 to 400 points to go. So likelihood that, keeping in mind what is going to happen, actually, the Dow looks a little better than the Nasdaq.
What about Nasdaq? What is the risk downside in 2021?
It's about 9,000 or 9,800 to 10,000.
Okay, so it's going to be a broad range. So keep your eyes on the ball, keep your eyes on the Nasdaq. Many more companies would get listed. It will become bigger and bigger. Stimulus is on, which has driven Nasdaq. Ultimately, it's a fintech story. Can we have a chart of Dow as it was mentioned? The latest chart on the Dow, can we have from inception if possible? That really would be wonderful. Then we'll have of the financial year from 1st April onwards.
I think, okay. Yeah. I think the index is, do we have a specific name for the index? The Dow. That is a stock.
Aishwarya, you can try by typing DJI.
DJI, okay.
Dow Jones Industrial Average.
Okay. Yeah, we have it.
Wonderful. What is the beginning period of this chart? Do we see the last recession?
Let me check. We have the last 5 years.
Just see, of course, we'll discuss the last 5 years. It's vital, but can we have a longest period chart available?
That is,
on
I
the
think,
side?
on this one, I think it is the longest one. 5 years is the maximum.
Okay, we have a
If we-
century-old chart also. We have
If we
shared
click
in
all-
the earlier conferences. Yes. So this shows how prices behave. Greatest opportunities for multiplying your wealth. Or also, it shows a risk level. If you don't have your own money, or if you don't have the money for your margin, what can really happen? Right? It shows how Robinhood can make money also with their options and their stop losses. Or also, they can get into a panic and exit the market for maybe next 10 years. So need to understand the market, need to understand the charts, need to do deep dive as always. Any thoughts, any views from the participants? There are lots of experts among the participants. There are a lot of youngsters among the participants. All views are welcome. Please take your time to understand the chart. It's part of a series. It will be continuing for a long time ahead, as long as Nasdaq is there, as long as Dow is there. You will have eminent experts sharing their knowledge and practical experiences.
Roshan this side. I had a question.
Roshan, can you just share your company name and the sector you are interested in for benefits of all? It's wonderful to have young people like you.
Sure. My name is Roshan Jha, and I work in a bank. And it was a fabulous session by far. And Mr. Gupta had a small question about what you have explained. Uh, it's a bit scary because I work in a lending vertical. So when you said that a customer can take loan within an hour or maybe a fraction of minutes, so whole process of credit assessment goes into a toss, probably automation and all that. So we have seen limited automation in product like home loan or BIL for salaried. But I have a little, concern over the understanding that how, if a corporate is going to get, borrow money from bank, how that assessment would be automated first. And second is looking at the chart of Bitcoin, uh, highly valued now, probably 29 lakhs uh, INR. So would further players from, in the form of cryptocurrency will come and this value will be corrected in future, or how it is, or it's like a monopoly situation, and how we can invest in a smaller fraction and what would be the portfolio, means how much from my portfolio of investment, how much should I keep Bitcoin part of it, like debt equity and certain portion of Bitcoin. That's it.
So,
Well, I think I would suggest before Aishwarya and Sandeep come in, if you are not dealt in Bitcoin, just make it below 1%. Then learn from experience. Of course, others would share their views. Keep your risk in mind. Nobody would like you to lose your hard-earned money. So it's a learning game. If you are not rated, keep it below 1%, and always keep in mind, only invest the money you are ready to lose. It should not affect your psyche. It should not affect your mind. You should not exit the markets, because there is a huge potential for you to create huge wealth in the future. Huge wealth you can create in the future. But as of now, only invest what you are ready to lose. If you're ready to lose 100%, be ready to invest that portion. But very clearly, not more than a percentage. Very, very clear. We are sharing from experiences. Yes. Otherwise, one can just say, I will put in $1 of multiples, whatever. It's a matter of zeros, and become a multi-millionaire overnight. But ultimately, take care of your health and take care of your money, take care of your risk, take care of opportunity, take care of opportunities in all asset classes. Look at the charts, always do deep dive. Without deep dive, don't spend a single dollar. And dollars as of now, it is expensive. We hope rupee appreciate, and there are much more inflows in the India growth story. Sandeep, Aishwarya,
Thank you, Dayal.
your thoughts? It's a wonderful question, very important question, the most important. I think you address the question of practically all the participants would be having this in mind. And I'm glad you have shared you are a banker. And banking story is here to stay.
Sandeep sir, please go ahead first.
Thank you.
Oh, you want me to go ahead? Okay. No, I agree with Manoj. In fact, the reason being that we don't know that much about how, Bitcoins really work in the sense that, from the volume terms, um, in India or elsewhere, it's very easy for us to actually know the volumes in the share market and others, and what is impacting the stock markets. Now, for Bitcoins, what is impacting Bitcoins is a question mark, right? All the stock markets are dependent on the economy, the financial position of the countries, the currencies of the countries, etc., etc. What is it that impacts Bitcoins? Is something I have to learn myself before I actually comment on this, and that's one of the reasons I would say yes. You take a chance of less than 1%, and don't lose heart if you lose the money, and keep it invested. And I'll tell, as a fact, I'll tell you something which had happened. Someone in the US, she actually keeps checking out on what is going to happen. on whether it is bitcoins or any other things in the US stock markets. And the scene was that bitcoins rose and touched about 9,000 odd. And at that point of time, I told her to actually sell it off. And she said, I don't mind, I'll keep it. Um, and she had bought it around 3,000 levels or something. It came back to around 2,000 levels. And she said, I don't mind keeping it. And so, and she had said that, one or two, coins she had, and she's made money on that. So that's the way to play on the market, because this is extremely difficult to actually analyze, except if you are a technical analyst, where it'll go, where it'll head, because I'm not sure of the fundamental. Manoj, you can help me on that. I don't have any fundamental view on bitcoins. So
there is a fundamental view. There is a fundamental view. There is lots of mining happening. The cost is rising. Ultimately, limited supply is there. It's not easy to print money and big stimulus in bitcoins if it is properly regulated. So that's a very, very vital. And money can always be printed. Gold cannot be printed. So that is it. Once Bitcoin started getting printed, unlimited in trillions, then of course the fundamentals change. But very good points on fundamentals and technical deep dive is very, very essential. And now we'll be having also further charts. We'll have Aishwarya's views on the risk level, and also we'll be having some of the charts of some of the biggest investors in India from the global market, Amazon and Facebook, after we have all the views on the current chart.
So basically, if I talk about myself, I have never been a person who has sold it. So I've been accumulating its Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the major ones in which I personally believe. I believe that they have the potential and the power. So I have never been a seller. So I'm not a trader. I cannot tell you that whether you should sell it. I'm holding it for, let's say, another 10 years, and that is what I am doing. And I've started accumulating, let's say I have little investment in Bitcoin, but I have more investment in Ethereum. I've started investing when it was 27,000, and I've never made a sale till date. I've never made a sale, and I'm not going to make a sale for the next 10 years. Why? Because I know the potential that this technology has. Why I am saying that is because this has already gone mainstream, and it is just the start. And when we talk about how big it will go, so there will obviously, like Sandeep sir said, there will be corrections. It is not a rocket which is just going up. It has to refuel somewhere. So the corrections will be there, and the corrections are right now. So what happened in 2006, 17, 18 versus what is happening in 2020 or 2021, there is a basic change here. What happened was in 2017, 2018, there were retail investors who were getting in. So what happened was at that point of time when when it started to fall, a lot of people who were retail investors, they panicked and they sell even if they did not want to. So the problem here at that point of time was retail investors. Here, what is happening is every time this is going down. So if you see this particular chart, this particular line here, which is the red one, where there was a dip for 28,000. This dip was bought in within 25 minutes for all the supply that was available. And these investments are not coming from retail anymore. Retail is getting in because of the FOMO, which is their fear of missing out. Definitely they are there and they are feeling that they are missing out and they are putting in their money, definitely. But what is happening is the institutions are still holding. And that is when I made my investment, it was at the time when Grayscale entered into it, because I saw if such a big company, if such an investment fund was getting into it, it was seeing something. And another thing why right now this is booming is because there is some cases where I have read that the US economy is trying to replicate what they try to replicate in the Second World War. After the Second World War, which whereby what is happening is the dollar will inflate to an extent where the debt seems very less, and at that point of time there will be a restructuring that will happen. So most of the people who understand this and who can say that this is something which they have maybe seen, because Biden has seen this, Biden has worked on it. He had been a campaign manager at the time when this from World War II happened, I guess. So he had seen this, and some of his managers are planning to do that again. That is why this time in India itself also, maybe I don't have too much knowledge about stock markets, so I'm not the right person to comment on it. But even what happened every year was during the Christmas, FIIs used to move out. This time this has not happened. They're still in the economy, and this time the whole December chart has been where the FIIs have still kept in a lot of money into the system. This is where I feel strongly where they are trying to exit the dollar terminology right now, and they are fearing that might be something, if that sort happens, their actual value is going to depreciate. So this is because of which the value is also appreciating. This is one of the factors which most people will not walk you through, but this is something because I get into all these details, and that is why I'm still holding it. And I have not made a sale, so for trading I cannot suggest you. I'm still holding it. Most probably it might boom, it might not. And what I do is every month I put in a portion of my income that I have, that is for fix, that I put in, and I forget about it. And I'm not selling, I'm not panic selling at all. Whatever is happening, maybe it goes to 1 CR or not, it's okay, it's fine. So we are doing the same for mutual funds and everything. Similarly, you're doing it that way for platforms. Personally, I can say Zeppay or CoinDCX or WazirX, because why I say these platforms is because I know the men at the top at those organizations. So if anything happens, I know whom to connect with, whom to call. So that is something again where I feel that yes, through these platforms you can take, and you can invest as small as 100 rupees. So if you're not confident, if you don't want to do it, put in 100 rupee. 100 rupee won't hurt. Every day you can, if you want, or something like that. That is completely your choice. So these are the platforms where you can get. And right, again, what is happening is if whatever dips are happening, they are getting bought out by the investors. And earlier what was happening was there were a very small amount of investors that were getting in. Now when the fund is coming through EFTs and all the fund managers and all the fund managers that they're talking about, JP Morgan $146,000 prediction, and Blackstone, and everyone who is coming in, they are having their own prediction models. They are all having that, they're all feeling, so for me right now 50,000 is a crucial level. Most probably it might be attained, most probably it might not be. So I'm not at all predicting or saying that where it will go, but this is
investing for 10 years. That is what one of the greatest value investors says. He invests in stock for the fund for 10 years. But keep on watching the price. Don't ignore. The greatest value investors keep in regular touch with the management and also share honestly also what he does not understand. And even when he realizes a mistake, he enters on those stocks. So that is the name of the game. The next one, can we have Amazon and then Facebook? We are incorporating all the suggestions made by most of the participants in this open house. So there is maximum benefit to all. It's a global fintech think tank webinar, a special one customized for all the participants.
By the time this chart opens, let me show you how you can.
Yes, that's Amazon. Let's have the longest possible period.
Sure.
We know Amazon kept a lot of people waiting patiently. So when people talk about 10 years, it makes a big difference. Many people, the smartest professionals, they could not understand the business model of Amazon for a very long time. They just thought it's a bookstore online. But big plans ahead. Same thing happened with Facebook. Same thing happened on Tesla. They tested patience of all the value investors and all the traders. And sudden changes were disclosed in fundamentals. Ultimately, the smartest investors who made mistakes earlier, who exited, made losses, could re-enter and make good wealth.
Yeah, so we I think have Amazon's, yeah, right here.
Wow. What is the longest period shown in this chart?
Let me do that. So from 1998, where it was valued at around $1 or $2.
Right. So what is the multiple as of today from the beginning?
I think 300 from $200 is started, and now it is around $3,000.
What is the multiple?
More than 12x around 50.
And for how many years it tested the patient?
From
It shows
22 years.
22 years. That's what it likes to create a greatest success story. What is the ranking of Amazon in the global market cap sweepstakes as of now? Top 10? Top 25? Top 5?
It's somewhere around top 10, I guess. I'm not sure.
Right. 22 years of patience. A bookstore. Trust. Right? Trust was lacking. Some trusted. They waited. They continued to trust and created wealth. Trust is the biggest name of the game. Besides business model, it was not only about Excel sheets, right? It was not only about financial modeling and putting a multiplier. Trust, delivery. Today, what does Amazon do? It gives you instant refund, right? You get a laptop, you get a mouse, it doesn't work. In the warranty period, you get instant refund without even getting the mouse back with just a photograph. It happens on the same day, right? Isn't it among the biggest employers also? A digital story, a growth story globally. Can we have Facebook chart? How much money has Facebook invested in India? It is there for a very, very long time. How much is invested in 2020?
So by the time that opens, I'll just want to show you all tokens that are there. Like if you want to buy tokens in India, if you want to buy a Apple stock right now, so you can just go on this exchange, which is FTX exchange, something which is very prominent and backed by the government itself somewhere indirectly. So here you can see prediction markets as well, whether Trump, so this was the run when Trump elections were going on. So here you can see Tesla shares and all the major shares that are there. I was talking about Coinbase, which is about to get listed. So all the things you can see: Apple, biotech, Niomarch, Amazon, Alibaba. So everything you can buy in small fractions. Like if you want to put in $10 in Facebook, you can do it from here. So this is the power of blockchain that they've created. This is tokenization that is happening of the stocks in the security market.
Opportunities are there, high risk is also there. Keep in mind, beware investor, jago investor.
Manoj always have a caution advice everywhere. That's really nice. Take your own decision.
So from inception, let me do it.
What is the longest period? Which year does it start?
2013.
How many years chart?
I think 7 years. 7 years.
Wonderful. See the growth story.
Yeah, that's what. That's when it got listed, right?
Right. Before that, it was private.
Yeah.
The young generation has seen the listing. They have wondered about the business model on listing. They have also wondered about hype. They were also scared about the post-listing fall. There were a lot of rivals, right? Lot of skepticism. What happened? Faith and trust. And what have they done? Investment in India in 2020. Faith and trust. The more they invest in India, growth story, the more global investors will benefit. They need to trust their partners too. That is very, very vital. And keep faith in the India growth story. FDI is coming, lot of big opportunities are coming. Many global investors can come on their own. They can find their own partners. They can change their own partners. Ultimately, many are investing through private equity also. So wonderful chart. And I believe the entrepreneur and the founder is the youngster.
Yeah, I
This
think
shows what kind of wealth youngsters can create, not only for themselves, but for the global community and for the global investors, whoever can get the opportunity to get a piece of the pie.
this looks on a little shaky ground actually. I'm not too sure why it is, but Facebook compared to Amazon, for example, I don't know what reason, but whether it was rather, the effect of the Trump versus the Facebook war. I'm not too sure of that, but it was on shaky ground. I think we
Can we
should.
have the Apple chart? The next,
I think Tesla is a better one.
after the review on this is over, we'll have Apple being a tech company, and then we'll have Tesla also, which is now being called a tech company.
Well, sir, it's been
to
2:15 now.
tech.
Can I request for last two charts only? People are waiting.
Right.
Over.
Apple and Tesla. And then we continue in the series ahead.
Yeah, so we'll be happy to have Aishwarya sometime whenever comfortable in the next coming sessions of ours.
Not only Aishwarya, Aishwarya is a youngster. Aishwarya is a youngster. There's a digital team which is working on all the charts and shares insights.
Yeah, very true.
So Apple has been, I think, from all-time high. Okay, so it has been there from 1985, where value was 0.
Right. What is the multiple since 1985 till today?
I think today it's $132.
Yeah, the reason is that it's got a split.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why it is 132.
Right. That is what I was thinking.
How many years patience it was tested?
I think 1985, 36 years.
35 years.
36
right. We had Steve Jobs. He worked very hard. He came to India on a spiritual mission, and from that day his destiny changed, and he benefited immensely, and then much more wealth creation. And the current management understood. They also came to India on a spiritual pilgrimage. They keep on bringing many top entrepreneurs on to India on a pilgrimage, and they understood the India growth story. The biggest digital participants are there in India, not in China, not in the other countries which have huge fiscal deficit. Right. Tesla, known as an innovator. They are looking at space also. Somebody wants to space, or they want to go to space. They are looking at models towards that. Mobility.
800. 800.
It is not only automobile, it is mobility solution, right? This is how innovation happens on a day-to-day basis. Keep your eye on innovation. The company is doing innovation. The biggest wealth creators, whether in India or the global markets or the top 10 economies of the world, are the top innovators, whether in IT, whether in technology, whether in pharmaceuticals, whether in chemicals, whether in electronics, right? How does the chart look like?
8 years, starting, 2011, 12, 8, 9 years, from 100 to 800, 8 times.
This shows the investment phase, the investment cycle. Then the benefits start coming. And often in this industry, the benefits rise exponentially. If the enterprise is able to win trust of customers and investors, that is vital. If you don't get trust of investors and customers, then you may not survive. For every winner, there are 100 losers. they lose out, they die out, or they get acquired. It's possible the number 1, 2, 3 will remain, and it is possible number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they may get acquired. And the other one, they may declare bankruptcies. It's possible the number 2 may declare bankruptcies. Now number 3 may get bankruptcies if they are not able to win trust of customers and investors, and also keep the government into confidence. Although it's democracy, there are many global tech players fighting the government for their own freedom. That is it. And wonderful to see so many charts and lots more in the think tank, conferences, conclaves, summits, webinars, series ahead. Communication will continue from the digital channel on the international platforms of LinkedIn and other forums. All the team members are always ready to share real life experiences and stories. That is the name of the game. I hope all the participants continue enjoying. Over 100 requests have come from top experts to share their knowledge and real life examples in the series ahead. And I wonder how many sessions we can accommodate also. But the best is being done by the digital team, which is expanding by adding more and more tech savvy youngsters also. So that's it.
Yeah. Sandeep,
Thank
you are
you all
saying
the
something?
participants.
Yeah, I was saying that again, Tesla has a split. So the 880 you are seeing is after the split.
Oh, that's pretty great.
So I think if I'm not mistaken, the price had hit some 3,000 levels.
Okay.
I would share a lot of people have gone short on Tesla in 2020, right from the beginning. The main reason for the rise, looking at from technical angle, has been short covering. When it rose up, they had to cover. When stimulus money came in, they had to cover. And on a fundamental front, there has been significant changes on an ongoing basis. More and more trust in the innovation. More new innovations are coming, more expectations from Tesla. Very soon, you will see a Tesla car on the road, and you will see some other participants also doing the test drive. Participants from think tank, conferences, webinars, conclaves, you will see them doing a test drive. So it is all trust. Ultimately, they have to deliver. We are not sure whether they'll deliver or not. So a deep dive into the fundamentals and technicals. I hope the chart doesn't dive. It's possible it will dive and rise again. So rise is again the name of the game. So that is Tesla, that is innovation, that is chart. And thanks to all the participants who are giving excellent suggestions, and they have been implemented by the digital team. That is the greatest part of it.
Okay. Well, I take this opportunity of thanking Aishwarya, thanking Narendra ji, thanking Sandeep, thanking Manoj, thanking Ajay, thanking everyone who have actually come ahead, and all the participants who have tried to be with us, so that we can actually have a lot of sharing of knowledge, understanding information, and it's been very fortunate, Aishwary, we were able to get your views, your understanding, and the way you have been specific, you are an investor, and as you said, you understand this area, so you are very comfortable to invest your money and keep waiting for it. However, people, when they're not aware, they feel that let's encash the profit, but they miss out the long investment returns, what is possible. I appreciate Manoj's point that we all have to deep dive and then be invested over. And when you're investing in the right company with having a very strong position, you can actually expect to get good returns on your investment in the long run. Well, I think it's time for us to wind up today's session. And in the next session, again on 16th, we will have financial reporting and performance and market trends. So that is where we look ahead, everyone joining them and being present with us. Thanks, Aishwarya. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.